Hello everybody, welcome to Catherine Sews. I'm here at the Cottage, which you know is one of my favorite places to be, and I've got three fantastic friends with me today. We all come here every year because we all love just hanging out at the cottage, swimming, and we all love thrifting in Duncan. So we have a blast every year. And so I'll just introduce everybody. So this is Rita. Say hi, Rita.
Hi.
And Allison.
Hi, everybody.
And Joyce.
Hi.
So we're going to be heading out into Duncan to go to some of our favorite thrift stores. And Joyce and I both brought our sewing machines. I also brought my serger. So we're going to have a big day of upcycling clothes.
And I also brought an A-line dress that I want to replicate.
Oh yes, that's going to be fun. So we'll be copying Joyce's dress onto a really cute fabric that you brought.
Yeah.
And
we'll have good food.
oh, we're going to have
And
great
wine.
food.
I'm the least experienced sewer among all of us, so I brought two things that need fixing: a dress that needs tightening so it stays in place when I wear it, and a shirt that is wonderful, but the buttonholes are too loose for the buttons.
Perfect. So we'll fix those up for you. And what about you, Rita? What do you want to get done?
Oh, the dress, just
Oh.
to straighten it and to make it wearable.
Okay.
Because at the moment it's just got prints in it. So.
Okay, perfect. So we've got lots to do, lots to eat, lots to drink, and lots of fun to have. Okay, so we'll get on it. So this is our little sewing setup in the dining room here at the cottage. So the first job is hemming Rita's dress. And so Rita brought this awesome little skirt level. Rita, you've already got pins in all the way around, right? So I'm just gonna basically check them, and I'm gonna find the shortest part. And we don't wanna go any shorter than that shortest part. Yeah, it looks like you did a good job. Your pin line looks really level. I think this is the shortest point. Rita has already cut the dress, but we're just leveling it. And of course, the trick is now to take the dress off without losing any pins.
Okay.
Normally, I would cut where those pins are, but instead, because it's such a small amount, I'm going to put a soap mark at each pin, and then I'll just serge off that excess. So I'll just go around and get rid of the pins and replace them with a soap line. So I'm just testing out this rolled hem on the lining, and it's looking really, really nice. I've taken out the left-hand needle, and then I've increased the tension to 5, 6, and 6. The stitch length is on R for rolled, and I've got it set for rolled at the bottom here, but I keep the blade up. So I'm just serging off 1 inch of her lining all the way around. That should be fine. So now I'm confident enough to do the dress, and so I'm starting at the center back just so it's a little more discreet. And now I'm following my soap line, just bringing that soap line right into the blade. That's so pretty, right? That's just the perfect little hem, and it's so fast.
Oh my God. That edge is so perfect.
Isn't that pretty? It's so nice to have you guys watching, because I don't usually have somebody saying wow in my ear. That's so nice. You guys are so funny. So then here's where I started. So I'll just overlap a little bit and then chain off. And at this point, it's fine to just cut that because I've got enough of an overlap. So there we go. So Rita's dress is done. Okay, that just looks beautiful, Rita.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Now I can wear it.
Yay!
I can wear it to the beach and to a wedding. I think it's going to be perfect.
Yes, you really could wear it to both. The beach and a wedding is lovely. So Joyce is going to give it a try on her dress. And you know what, Joyce? Just because you've never done it, go right on the edge. And then when you get confident, we'll take 1 inch off.
Okay, so do I lift the...
You just nudge up the presser foot. Like, get this back. And then you just nudge that up to get it under. So just push it up and then get your edge under.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see,
you got
okay.
it.
And all the way back?
Just up to the blade. That's good.
That's good?
Yeah, and then straighten it out. You don't want to cut in. You just want to have it straight. So you'll always just see a little edge right there.
And then I just press?
Yeah, you're just going to go gently.
How's that? Okay.
Oh yeah, that looks good. Very
Okay.
nice. So it's easy, right?
Yes.
So you're comfortable?
Yes.
So then you can, why don't you just chain off and we'll start at the center back.
Okay, how do I chain off?
Like you just go basically.
Just
go.
go?
No, like with your foot. Press with your foot.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, just.
Oh, I see, and then just kind of, sorry.
Yeah. And yeah, that's it. So
Oh,
that's
okay.
chaining off. Just chain till you get to the thread cutter.
Okay, and then just cut it here?
Yeah. You've got a crease there at the inch, right? So that'll be your guideline. It is wiggling a little bit, so we increase the differential feet to 1.5. That should make it go straight. So let's see how that goes.
So you don't have to stretch the material to do it.
No,
You
in
just-
fact, you don't want to stretch it. If you
Yeah.
don't want a wiggly hem, then you don't stretch the fabric.
Okay.
Start at the edge. You're gonna make your way to the fold,
Oh,
and then when
okay.
you come back around, you'll
Then, okay,
yeah.
okay, I get it. This thing is amazing. I've been living without this for 60 years. My God. Then just keep going?
Yeah, just chain off. Like,
Okay. Oh, I
keep
see.
going till you get to the thread cutter. Yeah. There. So there's Joyce's beautiful. It looks so nice, right? And that wasn't hard, was it?
No, no.
Very
no.
good.
It was very smooth.
Good. That worked out great. It just looks beautiful. That is a dynamite dress.
Started out as a dress I was gonna putter around the house with, but I think now that it's been fixed, I might actually be in public with it.
It's really a gorgeous one. It's just beautiful. I love
Thank
it.
you. The
Yeah.
Serger was amazing. That's what did the trick.
That worked out great.
Yeah.
These are Joyce's jeans that she thrifted for $2.
Canadian.
Nice. And instead of putting a hem, we're gonna maybe cut it off, leave a frayed edge, but maybe cut up into the seam a bit as well to make it less skinny, like where it comes under your calf muscle. I think would look nicer if it didn't go right in, if it was just like cut there and then maybe cut right here with a frayed edge.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, just let it, so we'll pull out some of those threads and wash it again, that'll be cute.
Yeah.
All right, awesome.
Sounds good.
So to cut your jeans, we're actually gonna put both legs together and get them nice and even. Joyce, you can just cut right on my soap line and then you can cut up just beside the seam, like, oh, this has kind of a cute little open edge. Maybe we'll try just to pick
Unstitch
it
it?
first. Yeah, so yeah, you go ahead and you can start pulling threads.
Do I unpick it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
And just up like 2-3 inches, whatever you think.
Okay.
So I think that was a really cute solution for your jeans. I really like it. Joyce has been pulling threads for days now. And you're probably going to pull a little bit more, is that right?
Yes, I'm gonna find my next Netflix binge watching show and to finish it off.
But I think they look really cute. I like them like that.
I like the solution because it was a neat serge
Yeah.
on the side, and we're just gonna leave it open. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I like that it makes it just a little less skinny underneath the calf. I love it.
Okay.
Okay, so Rita thrifted this sweater, and the sleeves are just too big. The whole sweater is so cozy and nice and looks beautiful on her, but this is just too much. And so you've pinned that one in from the inside, right? You've already pinned that?
Yeah.
So you got it nice and slim looking. And then we're wondering if you want to take it in a bit at the side as well. You could just nip it in like an inch right there. I don't think you want to take anything under the arm, right? So you'd blend to the arm and then come in there. Does that look good? And then blend back out.
Yeah, it sounds perfect.
Okay. So while Joyce is pulling threads out of her jeans, I'm going to fix Rita's sweater. So here's her line of pins. She's coming right into the cuff. So that'll blend off perfectly there, and then I don't have to mess around with the cuff. I'm just going to follow the line of pins. It comes to nothing right under the arm, and then comes in a little bit at the high waist, and then I'm going to go back out to nothing at the bottom ribbing here. So now I just need to make a line of pins on the other side to make sure it matches. So having one on top of the other and peeking underneath and putting a pin at the same level. Okay, so I'm going to see how my serger enjoys serging that off. If the serger doesn't love doing that, then I'll sew it first and then trim it with scissors and then serge. But I might as well try. Okay, so I've got the left-hand needle back in and back to all the standard settings. So 3s in the tension across the top, differential feet at 1, stitch length at 3, and the bottom here is now set back to serger. And I put in a combination of black and white threads into the machine because I don't have 4 whites with me. And so that combo will be just fine. The color that matches the fabric best goes in the left-hand needle. That's the one that could end up showing if the seam is really stressed. So starting right at this cuff, I want to just follow my pin line. And this is not my preferred way because in a knit, sometimes you lose sight of the pins and then I risk hitting a pin with my blade. So this is not ideal. I wish I had my friction pens, but I'll just make sure to feel right here before it goes under the blade. I'll make sure that there's no pin right there. But the serger's handling it just fine, no problems. And then coming to nothing right here under the arm. And then back out to nothing at the top of the ribbon. Now, if I'm worried at all about my serger tail unraveling, I'm just going to take it and tie it in a knot. And then before I pull it tight, I'll put a pin in there and tighten it against the pin so that the knot is as close to the garment as possible. You can thread your serger tail onto a darning needle and thread it back through, but I find that that takes longer and this works just perfectly fine. Okay, so both sides like that, and then Rita's done. Just look how much better that looks. It's so cute on you. Like, I like that we tailored it in there a bit, and then the sleeves, it just looks cozy and soft without like drowning you, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah, and you always have just the perfect pendant for everything. That's lovely. Yeah, that's a good one.
So this is Allison's beautiful dress, and it's such a great style for her. But just turn and show the back. The elastic is shot at the back here. So we actually looked in town for elastic thread. The best thing we could find is this, which is like jewelry elastic. But it's a great dress for her. She loves wearing it, but this obviously won't do. So I'm gonna try this. Just going over the elastic again with this jewelry cord. Nice. Okay, we'll try that. I've got a big needle that I put the elastic thread through. And then I think I'm just going to weave it along these threads. I haven't even cut the elastic thread yet. I'll just see how much I need. But if I just go up and down, sort of catching every, third or fourth stitch. I think that might work. When I get to the end, I'll just see how much I want to pull it. It's just a small section. You know, there's only about
The top, you're
7
doing only the
inches.
top one.
I'll do the top few.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is working.
Okay. Did you want to do something else that I do that?
Well, I'll do a couple rows and make sure we like it, but then sure, I'll pass it off. So now I'm through, and I actually think it worked. That's got a good amount of stretch. I'm just going to tie off this end just by going through and through the loop a couple times. And then I guess I have to put this other end on the needle and tie that end off in the same way. So both ends are secure. It's got a nice amount of stretch, and I think it's actually going to be perfect. That seems good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh. How do you know how much cord to use?
I just want it to be like a comfortable amount of stretch.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm coming up to the end of the second row, and then before I tie it off, I'll just make sure that the 2 rows stretch about the same. So I'll tie this one off, and then I think I'll hand it over to Rita or Allison to do a few more rows. Okay, so this is the dress that everybody just loves so much. It's so pretty and suits you so well. But just turn and show the back. It was all gapey and loose, right? And then we got the elastic thread And Rita has spent time going through, weaving her needle through those stitches, and it just fits so much nicer now. Beautiful. So you're happy?
I'm very happy. I love wearing this dress. It's easy and it's a dress that makes me feel pretty.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'll get the whole length of it. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Yay! Beautiful. Well done. So this is Allison's boiled wool little shacket, and it's really lovely, but boiled wool is often just one layer like this, so there's nothing to stabilize the buttonholes. So these have stretched out and they just don't stay buttoned. I'm just going to do an extra little zigzag, oh gosh, almost a 1/4 inch from the end, using a zigzag stitch, 4 millimeters wide and just 1 millimeter long. I'll try that. Now we don't have a super great match in our thread. The red might be a little too bright, so I'll just try one and we'll see. Okay, we'll try that. So now, oh, that's much better. I'll just get approval from Allison for that bright red.
Oh, I think that's okay.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of cute.
okay, good. Allison approves, so here we go. And I've stuck a pin right where I want it to be. I want to pull out some thread so I can hold it, otherwise it's getting tangled on the back. For the length, I'm going to go down to 0.3 so that it really doesn't move at all. So you could definitely just do this with a needle and thread. In fact, I'm wondering if that would be easier, but this is working. Okay, that's going to do it. Now I'm just noticing a hole on the sleeve. And as I say, we don't have a great match of thread. We've got a thread that's really too bright and one that's too dark. But I'm wondering if I pair them up on a needle, I wonder if I can fix that hole for Allison. I'm gonna try. So I have one dark thread and one bright thread through my needle, and then I'm gonna double it up so that it's 2 of each. I would say that that thread is still not perfect, but is better than either just the bright or just the dark. I think it'll be fine. So if she wears it cuffed back like this, then I'll hide the knot on this side. Allison, I'm just fixing a little hole.
Oh, is there a hole in the sweater?
Yeah, in the sleeve.
Oh.
So I'll just do stitches all the way around. Having so long stitches all the way around, I can pull thread a little bit, but there's still a hole in the middle. So I'm just gonna weave my thread back and forth. Okay, that'll do. At least there's not a hole. There, that's better.
Before, when I buttoned it up, the buttons would instantly just come off because they were so loose. It was a simple tightening of the edges of the buttonholes, which Catherine did very quickly. And it worked out really nicely. And it's lightweight and I love it. It's comfy. In fact, it's too warm for today.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would be wearing it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm glad that worked out. Joyce has these jeans that are an expensive brand. It's Helly Hansen, but they're just a little too tight in the waist. It has these tabs which can pull to tighten up the waist, but she needs it looser in the waist. So I think we might be able to make use of those. But right now, she's got it sort of half undone. She brought with her some wide elastic. So I'm thinking we might double it up, put a little V of elastic in the waist, and then maybe use these tabs to sort of more or less cover up that elastic partially and make it look like it's part of the design. So the first thing I'm going to do is continue to open up this waist here a little bit. I did bring my favorite scalpel. So I've opened up a few inches. Then I've got her elastic, which is not quite deep enough. So I'm going to layer it. And then again with a zigzag, this time I'm going to try 4 millimeters wide and 1.4 millimeters long. I'll just go a few inches. I only need probably 2 inches on each side. That'll do. Now to be able to sew this edge, I have to cut this out of the way. So I'll just pull out for as much as I can and cut. But I'm gonna keep them because I think they still can be useful. There's kind of like this lining. I'll fold this edge over and stitch it down to the elastic, but that means that I should reserge this edge. So I'm gonna get black back in the serger.
So if I want two little triangles that are 2 inches at the top, plus seam allowance, and then down underneath that, I'll mark the center. I've marked my 2 triangles, taking the front edge of the pant that's laying flat. The back already has a nice fold in it, so I'll take the front edge, lay the edge of it on top of the soap line. That should be good. And I want to get the top edges matched up nicely and try this out. Good, so that's nice. And then the back, that'll go on this edge. I could end up with a hole here, right? So what I'll do is I'll just bring it over. I'll just make sure to cover that opening. Nice. Okay, that works pretty well. I'll do both sides, but then I'll get Joyce to try it on before I finish it off with those tabs. And I have a pretty strong feeling that this is more extra space than Joyce needs. I'll just get her to try them on.
Good, so these were almost good for Joyce, but it was a little bit too much elastic. So I've opened it up again, moved my edges in. I'll do it the same way again, starting with that front. I've drawn a new wax line there just in case I lose it. So now this tab, before I re-sew the back, I'm going to slip that tab in there. So it's really going to look like it's part of the design. So there, that'll just sit like that. And now I can re-stitch that back. So that's pretty great. I like that. Yay, Joyce tried them on and it's perfect now. So now I just need to clean up all these inside edges. So I think I'll just run a zigzag along and then trim off the excess. I just went a couple times over the strap just to make sure that's nice and strong. I'm not worried about this part yet because I'm going to be doing the horizontal lines in a second. And then I'll sew those horizontals.
Andy said, I'm going to be featured in the sewing channel.
Absolutely.
Subscribe now.
Yes. And then the last thing that's bothering me is, of course, this open buttonhole that was where this tab originally came out. So I think I'm just going to, kind of like Allison's buttonholes, I'll just try to zigzag it closed. Maybe I'll sew down one side and then bring the other side to meet it. Okay, that'll do. Okay, so,
ready?
Yeah.
So these are Helly Hansen pants that I thrifted for, I don't know, $2, but they were just a bit too tight at the waist. So Catherine did an amazing job. She put elastic and a existing snap to cover up the elastic. So they now perfectly.
Nice, Joyce. Those look
too much flesh.
Those look great. Though you brought the elastic and you thought of doing that triangle in the waist, that just worked out great.
Yeah.
Can you show that triangle one more time, like with the snap out of the way?
Good. And then with it covered, then the snap goes over. Brilliant. Thank you.
Okay.
So Rita has thrifted this beautiful light gray sweater. It's lovely, but it's just too swingy. Hey, you don't like this part? Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna just be taking in the bottom half of both side seams. So she's got it inside out, which is my favorite way to fit. So about like that, do you think?
Or maybe a little bit more. Maybe a
Yeah,
little bit more.
I think
The
so too.
bottom part.
Yeah, it really does flare right out there. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. So we'll do both sides the same, and everything else is beautiful, right? The sleeve is beautiful, perfect. Okay.
So for Rita's sweater, I should be able to just serge off this excess, but because this is a finished edge, I'm going to do my little trick with the serger tail. So just a couple stitches in, lift up, give that tail kind of a pull to the back, and then bring it forward. And then presser foot goes back down. And then I'll just serge from pin to pin. Good, so that gives you a nicely finished bottom edge there. I can give that a little press to set the side seam, and then that one is done in 2 minutes.
So Joyce thrifted these really, really cute jeans, but they're too long. So we're gonna do a European hem. I'm gonna just put some pins right where we want it to finish.
Should it be slightly shorter? No.
I don't think so. I think that with it wide like that, I think that looks really cute being long.
Yeah,
Okay,
it seems
just-
very long. It's dragging on the ground.
Oh no, it's not.
It's not? Okay.
No, not
okay.
at all.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so I just need one pin front and back and then we're good.
So Rita has also thrifted. There's a really nice pair of like bell-bottom jeans that look just dynamite on her, but they're too long. So we're going to do the same kind of European hem that we're doing on Joyce's. There is a difference when you're doing European hem on a straight pair of jeans versus a flared pair. So again, I'm just going to mark exactly where we want them to finish, and that's where I'm going to cut. So Rita, do you want to put shoes on?
Yeah, I'll put shoes
Okay.
on.
Okay, so I've just marked with a pencil. So I marked where it's hitting her shoe and where it's just above hitting the ground.
I've got 2 different situations. This one is straight, and it's not very much that we're shortening these by. So I'm actually not going to end up cutting these ones. If it was longer, I would cut there. But I think because it's such a small amount, I'm not going to. But these ones are Rita's. The line is on an angle here. Because they are a flare on her, I marked them to be a little shorter at the front, a little longer at the back, so it came down, not hitting the ground, but longer at the back for sure. And then I just flattened out my line so that it's a right angle at the center front and center back. So I've got it folded all of the seams together here. So now I'm just gonna cut, and this is the finished line. They're gonna finish to be this long. I'm gonna use this original hem. We're gonna sew that right back on. I'll just leave seam allowance above that original sewing line. And now that's gonna sew right back on, right? But then the hem comes down so that it ends up exactly at that finished, right? Right, that makes sense? Okay.
That's amazing.
Okay, good, good. So now the only trouble with doing it on a flare is that the circumference down here is sometimes, usually with a flare, bigger than the circumference of where I'm taking it off. So if it's a big difference, I'll have to like take in a little bit from the band. But you know what? I think actually we're fitting really, really nicely here. So just keep that in mind though, that if it is a flare and if you've got a big hem that you're doing, then the original hem is going to be too big and you have to take some out of the side seam. So I'm pinning that back on, matching up the seams. I'll be sewing right in there, and then I'll serge this edge. Okay, so that's how I'll treat Rita's. With Joyce's, where I'm just taking that little bit, I'm going to fold it, basically bringing that sewing line to my pencil line. And see what I mean? There's really no point in cutting that and serging it. I'll just leave it as a little fold. Good, so the main difference is with Rita's, I will sew and then serge. But with Joyce's, I'm just going to sew. I won't need to serge because I'm leaving that folded edge.
I've just got a regular needle because I'm not really sewing through all of this bulk. I'm sewing right beside it. And I've just got a light gray thread in the machine because that's what we had. So all the way around, just sewing right beside that hem. Okay, so that edge gets serged and then it turns down like this. That'll be good. So now I just serge right along that edge. So just like that, that works nicely. And then with a really discreet thread like this light gray, now you sew just a millimeter on that edge. And just go slowly over the seams, like where it's really thick, just go slowly. That's it, it's fine. So there you go, that's the finished hem. That original hem has all the right fading. And it's secure, it just looks dynamite. Joyce's are even easier because I don't even have to go to the serger, it's just got that little folded edge, but the exact same idea. I just love these jeans.
Yeah, I did not see the potential of them when they were hanging on the rack, but Catherine did. So I trusted her opinion, but they were really long. You needed to be Eiffel Tower to actually wear it, so we actually shortened it.
And that European hem just looks dynamite, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
I love it. Good. I love it. There's Rita's sweater, and just move your arm so we can see, like, the sweater is just form, not tight at all. It's just form fitting and just suits you so nicely. And then your pants. Oh, I love your shoes. So these are your bell bottoms that we did the European hem on, and your shoes are just so perfect. They're so cute. Good. So those jeans suit you nicely. Just do a little turn for us. Like, look how cute those are. Yeah, that's awesome. That looks really great. Joyce is duplicating this dress that she has. Just a cute light cotton summer dress. And she's duplicating it in this really adorable print. She's made two folds that kind of meet in the middle. So she's got a fold for the back and a fold for the front. And I did not bring a friction marker, so she's using a pencil and just tracing around the whole thing, just leaving seam allowance around the whole thing. She's got her dress folded neatly in half and has the fold of the dress right on the folded edge of the fabric. We had a bit of a debate about this bust dart. It just complicates everything if we wanted to duplicate that bust dart. So we kind of laid it flat, and the dress does just sit nicely flat. Like, we're gonna just basically ignore that bust dart. So actually where you're tracing, you probably want to put a little bit of a notch at the bottom and top of the pocket, because that pocket goes right into the seam, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
give yourself a bit of a notch there.
Okay.
Perfect. So Joyce just had a brilliant idea. She's got it all traced out there. She did a really nice job. And so now we're gonna pick it up where the folds meet and cut the front and back at the same time. Because the only difference between the front and back is the neckline and the armholes. So you might as well cut both, and then we'll trim down the neckline. For your front neckline, you want it to match here at the corner.
Okay.
Right,
Okay, so I'm gonna do another.
Yeah, just a line that matches right at the corner there. So just make sure you're cutting here first.
Yeah.
Then remove the bottom layer and then cut the front.
Does that make sense here?
That
It's
looks
more
perfect.
like-
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, so
Really good.
Amazing scissors. Where did you buy these scissors?
Okay, say that again.
these are amazing scissors. Where did you buy these scissors?
Right, those are my LDH scissors. They're actually super awesome. I wanted to see your reaction, but I didn't start filming fast enough to get your first reaction. But they really are fantastic.
And I'm left-handed, and it works.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it probably works better if you're right-handed.
Yeah.
It's doable for a left-hander.
Wow, which is actually amazing. Oh, good. I was wondering if you would like them. I love them.
We need two things. We need a little facing for the neckline. And then we're going to do bias strip on the armhole. We would do bias strip on the neck as well, except that it's a V, and I think it'll be easier to sew if we just go ahead and cut a facing for that. So we measured the armhole like this, and it's about 23 inches. And then this is the piece we have left. For us to cut bias, we're going to be going across on an angle like this.
Oh, like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so true bias is on 45. So we'll cut that 23 inches long and about 1 inch wide. Even the width of that ruler would be fine.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, perfect. So there's your bias strip for the armholes. Let's just draw the facings. So we're putting the back here. Yeah, and just trace that. And then we'll just do a little skinny. The original dress has just a very skinny facing there. Yeah. Again, we could probably just use the width of that stick and we'll just go around like this. So you've got your line. Now just put your ruler this way and just pivot around like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Okay.
see. I see.
Yeah. That's pretty good, pretty good. And yeah, you always want to have right angles here so that you don't have a V or a point. So that looks good. All right, so same idea. You're going to just trace the original.
Like right connecting to this or no?
No, it's going to be two separate pieces.
Okay.
And then a little bit on the shoulder. And then again, the width of the stick. Yeah, you got it.
Did I do that? Yeah, I think that's
it. Joyce has serged across the top of both her pockets. We put a 1/2 inch seam allowance on 3 sides and 1 inch at the top. So you're going to fold that 1 inch down so it's right side together. And all you're going to sew is right here. Just that little bit at 1/2 inch. Okay?
okay.
Got that. Very good. And the opposite corner on each, right? Like,
Okay.
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So I just have to show you the most adorable way to put water into your iron. Isn't that the cutest thing? How adorable is that? And now, Joyce, you're going to flip that right out. Poke out your corners nice and pointy. That's so perfect. Same on the other one. Good. You're using the non-pointy part of your seam ripper. That's very clever. Very good. Excellent. And then you're going to press it flat across the top and press down that same fold all the way down the side and that same amount across the bottom. We don't have to do the other side because it gets sewn right into the side seam of the dress.
Try to cut a notch? No.
No, as long as your corner looks really nice. Like you don't want to see the little bit sticking out the side. Awesome. Good, so you'll press both like that, and then the only place that you're going to sew now is you're going to actually sew straight across on top of that serge line. And you don't sew the side and the bottom yet. So now you've got your top stitch down there. This is the top edge of the pocket. So you gave yourself a little notch where the top of the pocket goes and one at the bottom of the pocket so that we know we'll have the 2 pockets like on each side even. And then you can pin that in place. And then you're going to stitch nice and close to that edge and the bottom. You can sew the side seam as well just to kind of tame it for yourself for later. But yeah, you're sewing those 3 sides now. Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So Joyce has sewn her shoulder seams and her side seams, looking really good. The pocket went right into the side seam. That looks great. And she's also sewn just the little tiny shoulder seam of the facing. So now, Joyce, you're going to serge the edge of all 4 seams, right?
Okay.
That's all good. And serge the little seam of your facing. Yeah,
Okay,
just
okay.
those 2 little seams.
Okay.
And then you can push the seam allowance going toward the front.
Okay.
And then you'll serge the whole outside edge of that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that'll be good.
Okay, thanks.
As you're coming up to that corner, just go slowly until your 2 needles clear the edge. Like when your
Okay.
2 needles are off the edge.
Right here?
Yeah, I think you've gone, like you're past the edge just a tiny bit, right?
Okay, yeah.
That's what you want. Okay, so now you're going to lift the presser foot up.
Okay. And turn?
Yeah, you can use the lever at the back to lift up. That's
I
one of
see.
the only times we use that.
Okay.
And then turn, and then press your foot back down. and then you can go again.
Okay, let's try this again.
Yeah, that's it.
Seems to be off now.
Okay, so you can nudge it up and get your edge back under right up to the blade.
There we go.
Good. Perfect. Now you're gonna press all of those seams all toward the back. So yeah, you're gonna press all your seams toward the back, the side seams, the shoulder seams, and then on the little facing, you press them to the front.
Okay.
Okay, good.
I'm tempted to take it this way.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I kind of think
okay.
so, right? When we cut the front and back the same, I think we forgot to trace this on the front. I think the front is a little bit different.
Oh, okay.
So that's fine. I almost want to take it in just so it looks like swingier and not just large all over. Like that's what I would like to do. And then if the armhole feels too small, we can just drop it down.
Yeah,
Let
I
me
think
do
this
that.
is different fabric too.
Yeah, I think
So it
so.
looks a bit more like a tent.
Yeah, I think so. I'm sorry if I'm tickling you.
That's okay, that's okay.
We'll just come like that. I think that'll do it, hey?
Okay. Yeah, let's try that.
Yeah, I
That's
love
good.
it. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Good.
So you did that little bit of taking in on the side and then
Right.
tried it on again and you like it better now, right?
Yeah, less of a tent.
That's what we did. Okay, awesome. So now your little facing is going to go right side together with that neck edge. And you're going to pin that all the way around, like matching up the V, matching up the shoulder seams.
Should I pin it sort of as I go, or should I pin the shoulder and then try and fit it, make it fit?
Pin the matching points first, so shoulder seams and the V, and then you can pin in between.
Okay.
A couple pins in between on each section, so you're making sure that it does fit nicely, right? And it seems to, right? It seems to.
Yeah, it
fit
seems to be
together.
good actually. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, and then you're just going to sew around that whole neckline,
Yeah.
giving yourself a nice V, like you want to really pivot nicely at that point.
Yeah.
You can even draw your seam line with a pencil if you want to.
Okay.
You can probably just sew that at the edge of your presser foot. Do you know what I mean by that?
No.
So you're not sewing like at the 5/8 line or 15 line. You're
Yeah.
just running the edge of your presser foot along the edge of the
Oh,
fabric.
okay.
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 Good, good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Pick that.
I'm not worried about that as much as I'm worried about this. That'll make a funny shape on the
Okay.
inside.
So I should sew over it.
Yeah. And
Should I
just-
pick it or just sew?
Yeah, I would pick the
Yeah.
parts that extend in because that'll make a funny shape neck.
Okay.
But everything else looks good. I think
Okay.
everything looks fine.
That's got it. You did a good job. So now I want to cut right to your V of your stitching. I don't want to cut the stitch, but I want to cut it enough that it can open right out like that.
Okay.
Okay. And then you're going to press it. You're going to iron it with the facing coming all the way out and the seam allowance going toward the facing. Yeah?
Okay.
So you kind of start at the V here
Yeah.
and go around to the V there. This
Okay.
is going to have to get like that.
Okay.
Okay. Under stitching makes it a little bit easier to get that good edge by stitching right here, like through the facing and the seam allowance. And
Okay.
you just sew like a millimeter or two onto the facing side all the way around. You get what I mean?
Yeah, and I should press it first, right?
You can do either one. Like what you really want to do though is make sure that that is laying flat here. You don't want to let a little ridge form there. So
Okay.
you can either press that flat or sew it flat. Okay, so you can understitch or underpress. Then you'll have that nice edge, and then you can sew on your serged edge all the way around.
Oh, okay.
And again, when you do that one, you're going to want to have that nice, clean pivot at the V.
Okay.
Okay, you got it. That looks good, Joyce.
Thanks.
All right, so all we have left is the armhole to do and the hem, right? Okay, yeah, that neck really looks good.
Thanks. Okay, so the armpits.
Okay.
Armholes.
So these have a bit of stretch. 'Cause
Okay.
they're cut on the bias. And so you're going to start pinning, like give yourself a little seam allowance.
Okay.
So you're not going to start sewing until like an inch away from the seam. Give a little stretch of the bias as
Yeah.
you pin your way around.
Okay.
You can sew everything except this little side seam because we're going to sew this little side seam. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying
Oh, I
that very
do.
clearly.
Oh my god! I
You
never.
get it?
We've always been taught to sew the whole thing, like
Yeah.
into a circle, and then struggle
Right.
into the armholes. Am I
Right.
making sense?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to eliminate the struggle by
Okay.
sewing most of it, and then when we know we're exactly right, we'll sew this little seam and then finish it off.
Brilliant.
Yay! So you've gone all the way around, right?
Yeah.
And that's the little gap that's left. So now you can see exactly where you need to sew that little side seam.
So I just do this,
just pinch it.
pinch
like
it, and
this.
actually sew it this way.
Yep. And then you'll be able to close that up. And then I think understitching is a very good idea on this one. So when
Okay.
you're ready, I'll come and show you
Okay.
understitching. Alrighty, so I've got the facing coming out on top of the seam allowance now, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna just start with a back tack here. Okay. And then my job is to do this. I want to have that
Okay.
flattened right out.
Okay.
And you want to feel, like I can feel here that
Yeah.
the seam allowance is still nice
Yeah.
and flat. And then you go all the way around. Then that'll give you that nice edge,
Okay.
right? Then you can turn your whole little facing to the inside and again sew on the serging.
Okay.
Okay. Ooh. So you're done the armholes and the neck. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
That looks fantastic, Joyce.
Thank you. Although it's just a bit of crooked here, so but
I can't
no one's
see
gonna
it.
be as close and personal with my neck.
No, they should not be.
No.
That's beautiful, Joyce.
Thank you. Hey, thanks
gosh,
for your great step-by-step instructions.
My pleasure. So just a little hem and then you're absolutely done, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Well, just a one day. It includes lunch.
Yeah. It's so cute, Joyce. Oh, the pockets are great. I love it so much. Do a little turn. Yep, it's great. You did a wonderful job. And how long did that take you?
I think about 4 hours.
Perfect. It looks great.
And I've never done a copy a dress from scratch. so,
Wow.
yeah.
Wonderful
Okay,
job.
Thank you.
All right, so we've had just a fantastic week here. We got so much done, didn't we?
Absolutely.
So we've sewn, we've thrifted, we sewed some more, we ate and drank and swam and just had a wonderful time. I hope you had a good time watching. Thanks so much for being right here until the end. Always love that.
And we have to say a big thank you to Catherine for teaching
Yeah.
us and doing a lot of the work. Yay,
My
Catherine!
pleasure, my pleasure. And I also want to say thank you to my brother and his partner Suzanne for the use of this blissful cottage.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it is the best.
It is the best. Okay, thanks everybody. Bye.
Bye.
You have to speak as if there's a hard of hearing person sitting right there. So you're talking to like grandpa right there.
Okay.
Okay? Alrighty.
Hi, Grandpa. Grandpa. Turn up your hearing aid.